One star's death is a galaxy's rebirth. A supernova is a violent explosion so vast, so incomprehensible, that it can wipe entire worlds from existence. But it's also a beginning, a cosmic reset. For those unlucky enough to find themselves in its path, survival is not just a choice, it's a battle against fate itself. You can't outrun the light, but you might just survive the chaos that follows. This is how to survive a supernova. Step 1. The calm before the storm. You think you have time. A dying star doesn't explode overnight. It's a process, a slow burn, like watching a sunset that never ends. A star exhausts its fuel, swelling, expanding, becoming a red giant. You may notice the changes. The air thickens, the temperature rises, and the planet's surface begins to tremble. The heat becomes unbearable, the sky's murky, and the radiation? You can feel it at the back of your skull, like an impending migraine. It's all a countdown to the inevitable. The planet begins to feel the first signs of the star's impending collapse. The atmosphere starts to distort. The once stable environment is changing. The magnetic fields are fluctuating, and energy surges ripple through the atmosphere like lightning, powerful enough to fry electronics and crack the planet's surface. Your planet is dying, and this isn't the time for fear. It's the time for action. Step 2. Understanding the threat. The star is no longer just a light in the sky. It's a ticking bomb. The fusion process within it is collapsing under its own weight, and soon, the core will implode. The star will shed layers of itself in a series of violent flares, each burst a deadly wave of radiation. But the final step, when the core ignites and the explosion occurs, is something the human mind cannot truly comprehend. The sheer power will devastate everything in its radius. And for you, it's a race against time. Your first task? Prepare your escape vehicle. Your best chance for survival is a ship capable of FTL travel, faster than light speed. But that isn't enough. You need a vessel equipped with the most advanced shielding technology available. A ship strong enough to withstand the overwhelming radiation, heat, and pressure of the supernova's shockwave. And even then, your escape is far from guaranteed. Step 3. The launch. This is where the real test begins. The moment your ship's engines roar to life, there's no turning back. Every second counts. The supernova's shockwave is coming faster than you can escape, but your ship's only hope is to reach the edge of the atmosphere and engage the FTL drive. But it's not that simple. The electromagnetic radiation pulses coming from the star are already interfering with your ship systems. You'll need to adjust your course with precision, too far to the left or right, and you'll end up colliding with debris. Too slow, and the shockwave will consume you. Your pulse races, your hands sweat. The universe is about to become your greatest enemy. The atmosphere rips away behind you as the engines fire, pushing the ship into the dark void of space. You break free, but the shockwave is already in motion, its speed faster than light itself. There's no outrunning it. You'll have to rely on the ship's shielding and FTL drive to escape the worst of it. And as the light from the supernova grows brighter, you'll understand just how small your existence truly is. Step 4. Surviving the blast. The shockwave arrives. The energy from the supernova strikes like a thunderclap. You feel it before you hear it. The ship's systems begin to overload. Alarms blare, and the hull vibrates violently as the blast reaches you. The first shock hits: radiation, electromagnetic pulses, gravitational distortions. The shields absorb the brunt of it, but they won't hold forever. You feel the heat rising, the air thinning as the ship fights to keep you alive. But this is no normal ride. You'll need every ounce of your concentration to stay on course. As the blast continues, your ship's shielding is pushed to its limits. The FTL drive is activated, but the space around you warps, bending and twisting as if reality itself is being torn apart. The instruments flicker, the artificial gravity fluctuates, and every instinct tells you that the ship will fall apart any second. The energy is overwhelming, but you must hold on, stay focused. If you falter, if your attention drifts, you'll be pulled into the chaos of the explosion, lost forever. Step 5. The aftermath. The shockwave has passed. The star is dead, and you are surviving. But at what cost? The universe is no longer what it was. The stars that once dotted the sky are dimmer, their light swallowed by the explosion's aftereffects. Space itself seems to have been rearranged, new stars born from the ashes of the old. The debris, the radiation, the remnants of planets and moons now form a cosmic storm, a field of destruction that stretches across vast distances. Space is no longer the quiet sanctuary it once was. It's a battleground, filled with the debris of civilizations, forgotten colonies, and celestial bodies shattered by the supernova's wrath. Radiation storms swirl through the void, unpredictable, dangerous. The world you knew is gone, and now you must find a way to rebuild. But what is there left to rebuild? What remains of civilization? And what of your own spirit? Step 6. Endurance. You're no longer just escaping the destruction, you're living in it. Your ship is your only refuge, a floating fortress against the chaos outside. But even this sanctuary is faltering. The damage to the hull is significant. Fuel is running low. Life support is failing. The ship groans under the strain of constant repairs and constant survival. Yet, the one thing you cannot afford to lose is hope. Without it, the battle is already over. Step 7. Scavenging and survival. The universe, though vast, is now mostly empty. Every space station, every abandoned city or colony you find, is just a reminder of what once was. You scavenge for food, for fuel, for whatever technology can help you keep going. You gather what's left of other civilizations, others like you, who once thought they were safe. But it's not just the physical supplies you need. It's the strength to move forward, the will to rebuild. Survival, in the purest sense, is about finding that spark within yourself when all else seems lost. Step 8. Rebirth. You have survived, and though the universe is broken and shattered, there is still life. The supernova took much from you, but it also gave you something precious, the chance to carve out a new future. The stars are dim, the darkness vast, but you are still here, and you will keep moving forward, one star at a time. The galaxy has been reshaped. The stars may die, but they leave behind the seeds of new beginnings. The future is unknown, but it is yours to shape. Remember, survival is not the end. It is the beginning of something far more extraordinary.